Hey everybody, so just a quick update on the 2000 RM125. Kind of where I'm at, what direction I'm heading, and what's happening right now. So basically bought the bike in a complete mess, as always. That's the only way I seem to buy a motorcycle. And got some things started now, so really in the preliminary stages. So I'll just kind of go through this really quick with you and show you what's going on with the bike now. So basically when I get ready to start a bike, I'll kind of move it into this area here so that I can work on it easily next to the door here to get a little air. So very first thing I do is I take the entire bike apart. Separate some of the parts into the bins. I've got some parts on my shelf back here, and I'll label those as needed. So really just kind of start working on things preliminarily. So very first thing, I go ahead and get the frame powder coated. What color it is I'm going to go with. I almost always go back with the stock color of the bike, except for this time, and this one's going to be yellow. So I've got some great ideas coming up for this 2000 model. I had to replace the forks. The forks that came on the bike were wrong. This front wheel is not right either. It's just there as a actually the front wheel is fine. It's the spacers that's in there that's wrong. So it's just there to kind of hold the front end up. I've got a little work to do on the forks themselves. I just sneezed. So but I was able to find a good set of forks. Look at those things look nice. And I've got some cleaning up to do on those, and then I'm going to send those over to Pro Action to get those serviced. I've also sent parts over to Premier Vapor Blasting. That's why it looks like I have a brand new steering stem, and that's because the guy works magic, and I love his work, and I like to continue to use him. So down here I'll keep some miscellaneous parts in the tray. You'll see the service manual there that I'll refer to a lot during this build. I've already been working on the subframe to clean it up. So really I want a good base. That's what I want to start with. I want a good clean frame to start with. I want to get a nice clean subframe if needed, and then the swing arm. So I've actually got a little bit of work to do on the swing arm. Got started on already. Looks pretty good so far. But I've got the fine buffing wheel coming in. I've got a new one coming for the buffer over there in the corner, which I use. This one I'm able to roll it out, use it outside, and I get those buffing wheels from Prime MX. That guy builds some fantastic bikes and does probably as good a job as anybody I've ever seen. So going to use some of his techniques and work on that swing arm, make it look really nice. And then I'll have to go ahead and replace the bearings and the pivot bearings and that. Also going to send the swing arm bolt and the rear axle, front axle to be zinc plated. So those will be nice. So basically that's where I'm at. In here I keep parts for the all the other parts in this top box here. You see I've got the engine cases, I've got the cylinder head, cylinder and head, I say that all the time, and I'll keep these in the box so they're free from dust and things flying around. And then I refer to I go through the boxes, refer to them as I need. So really that's it. That's where we're at. It's kind of a short thing here. I've got I've got bearings on the way, so I got half of the bearings. I've got the other half are coming that I'll finish up the cases with. I've done some pretty neat stuff on the cases, but we'll get to that in the next video. And then the cylinder I'm going to send over to Millennium Technologies, along with the crankshaft. I'm going to be rebuilding it, or have them rebuild it rather. And that crank and the cylinder is going to go this week. They'll have it for at least a couple of weeks, and while they're doing that, I'll be working on the swing arm, the subframe, what else? The exhaust. I've got some work to do on the exhaust. It's actually stock exhaust, and it's right up here. And I've got sanding to do on the tank. I've got a cleanup to do on the airbox. So I've got plenty to be working on while Millennium's got the cylinder and the crank. Gosh, I can't get it out. So I've got plenty to be working on. I'll be working on those things here. I'll get that out of the way, and then I'll sit those back on the shelf. Once I get the crank back and the cylinder, now I can start working on the engine, and I'll focus strictly on the engine at that point, and until I get it right. So there could be some time involved in that. Once I get the engine done, I'll keep it over here on the bench. I'll get the swing arm back together. I should have the zinc coated bolts back by then, and then I'll put a temporary rear wheel on it and start building this thing. So really, it's not that far out. There's a lot of preliminary work to be done first, and that's kind of where it sits in this space for a long time. You got to go through the problems and the whatever breaks and the this and the that, all the things that come along with it. Getting the engine back together, the bottom half back together. I took it apart so long ago. It's going to take a bit to get back into that and remember what's going on. I think I'm missing some stuff, so that could be a time-consuming piece of it. But nevertheless, that's where we're at. That's kind of how I start my builds. And I try to keep myself busy with other parts while I'm waiting on others. But I've been in that stuck stage, which happens. So anyway, and meant to say I got the shock up here. So that's it. That's where we're at so far. So just keep keep a look on my YouTube channel. Keep up with maybe some of the other avenues, social media that I'm on, and check it out. I'll have pictures, videos up as I go. There you have it. Talk to you soon, guys.